Long-term travel can get pretty chaotic if you don't have a system, or you have a bunch of documents, notes, and apps that you can't keep track of and it's giving you anxiety. Well, have no fear, because I have built a system, one that I actually used last year to travel across Asia for 10 months, and it worked beautifully. Chef's kiss. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through it, and I don't want to take away from its glory, but it is a spreadsheet. But it's a cool spreadsheet, I promise you. I completely swear by it. It has saved my life on many occasions, and it is free to download in the description below. First and foremost, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. Boring but necessary. The admin tab. This is going to be the bones of your trip, the structure. So what you want to do is pop the countries that you're planning on going to. I have a bunch that I went to in Asia last year, and essentially in the following column, you're going to denote the currency, so you don't forget what the currency is where you're going. And the column after that actually has an automatic formula that pulls in the live currency from online. So if you're connected to the internet, this is going to be up to date. You just need to amend it so it represents your currency. This is currently converting from British pounds. In what looks like the redundant column after, we have a SIM card section, which is all nomads. And before I discovered Nomad, I had a bunch of different eSIM providers, but now that I've sort of used them reliably in every country I've been to, I swear by them. If you haven't checked them out below, that's also in the description. But if you've got your favorite provider, you can pop in which eSIM provider or SIM card that you're going to be using in every destination. Everything else on this spreadsheet is basically core logistics, like visa requirements, the length of stay that you can have without a visa, costs associated with it, and then emergency telephone numbers. Because I bet the one time you have an emergency, Google's just going to decide to flake on you, and you really don't want that. And then the following column is basically just some notes, in case you have like a link to the visa site or something. I didn't end up using it all that much, but you might. The following tab is really self-explanatory. It's just a to pack section. And if you're going with a partner or family members, you can actually manage their packing system. Like if you've got a husband that's managed to pack 40 socks, you can kind of check that and be like, why do you have 40 socks? The following tab is about finances. So on the left table here, you've got your overall cash and assets. And this is more just a point of reference because some people have quite a lot of bank accounts, and it's good to be able to see where your overall finances are. Obviously it can be manual to update, but I kind of put that as an estimate for the start of the trip, which helps me think about how much the overall trip is allowed to cost. We then have the transport and accommodation tab, where essentially in the first column you have the location, the second column you have the cost, and then the third column you have the platform on which you book those things. And then the final column is the monthly budget column, where you have the location, the length of stay in that location, how much you project to spend in the month, and then your actual spend. So you can adjust as you go. Now for my pride and joy, the creation. The route tab. Early on in my planning journey, one thing that dawned on me is that I never knew what the weather was in the country that I wanted to go next, and if it was in some kind of tourist season or typhoon season. And as I was often planning the trajectory of the trip, there would be instances where I'd sort of change my mind and then I'd go back and forget what the weather was in that particular location. So I built this tiny little table, which has saved so many hours of my life. Now it does require a little bit of prepping at the start, but I promise you it's worth it. Essentially, you want to pop the countries that you're planning on visiting on the left-hand side here, and then we have the months across these columns. The key here represents summer, spring, shoulder season, and then the rain, severe, avoid at all cost season. So like you really don't want to show up because there's likely a typhoon. Then you're going to want to do a bit of online research and actually identify when those weather periods are for each country and fill in the table with the relevant keys. And then once you've done that, you've hit the jackpot. Depending on how you want to travel, so if you prefer to have spring weather everywhere you go, or summer or shoulder season weather for cheaper costs, you can just put little X's to depict where you might plan on going, and then do that for every month so that you have a rough guideline of the countries that you plan on being in and at what months. This will help you understand geographically what's possible as well, because sometimes whilst doing this, you might think, oh yeah, I do want to go to South Korea, but then going to Indonesia straight after that might be a bit of a challenge because it's actually quite far. So what intermediary country can I go to that has good weather that will mean that I don't have to have a long flight, for example? The final tab is an itinerary tab, and This is not meant to be some kind of killjoy day-to-day planner that you have to reference and plan each day by. The point of it really is just sort of a hub of all the things that you might have thought about or discovered when you were in the planning phase of your trip. And essentially, you're just going to put the things that you definitely want to see, do, eat, and drink in each country. And then when you're feeling like you don't know what to do that day, you can just reference it and be like, oh, hey, we were going to see this temple, or we were going to check out that restaurant, so let's go there. And you don't have to use this tab if you've got another system. I think people tend to use notes on their phone quite a lot for this kind of thing. But if you're the type of person that has a massive saved folder on your Instagram reels and then you don't know where to put all of that information, this place is a great brain dump because it covers every element and it's really easy to view. And that's basically it. Before travel, it gives you setup and continuity. During, you can reference it and amend it as you go. And then afterwards, you can reference it and see what worked, what didn't. And then the next big travel plan you have, you can look at it and readjust it. I know sometimes organizing things can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's going to give you peace of mind and it's going to help you enjoy yourself when you're in the moment rather than worrying about the little details. I hope it's really helpful on your travels. Let me know in the comments section where you're planning on going so I can live vicariously through you. And if you're interested in more content around travel, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I make lots of videos about sights, food, drink, and travel planning in general. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.